Peace and blessings, everybody. I want to thank you for tuning in to BainkoyWorld. For y'all that know me, I've been coming to Ghana since 2019, the year of return, and I've learned a whole lot about this place. Let me add it, it's a beautiful place. Now, there's been a lot of videos on Ghana, some good, some bad, and a lot of people that's been coming, a lot of people that wants to come. People are constantly asking questions. Almost daily, I'm getting inboxes about everything you could think of in Ghana. So I decided, instead of answering questions in the inbox every day, I'm just gonna put a series together, and I'm gonna touch on everything that I know, everything that you need to know, from preparing to come, to arriving, to being here, to living here, visiting, whatever the case. I'm gonna answer as many questions as I can. If you don't see your topic, then you can request it and I will go over it. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and I do want to say that I'm going to give the good with the bad. It's going to be 100%. Everybody that know me know that if I say it, it's truth. That's just the way I am. No bias, because I've seen videos that tore Ghana up and I've seen videos that lifted it up. But I'm going to give you the 100% real. I do the groundwork. You know, whatever you need to know, I'm going to make it happen for you. So we're gonna kick it off, and I'm not gonna ramble on. I'm gonna do it maybe like the top. I'm gonna go through topics, and I'll do like the top 5 for this, or just the top things to know in this. You know, I'm gonna try to do 5s, but if it's more than 5, then I'll put everything I feel is important. So you, like I say, I like to roll out the red carpet for people. So let's get into it. So for this specific episode, we're gonna start with preparation. So everything you need to know, well, let's say the top 5 things to know in preparing to come to Ghana. Let's get into it. Peace and blessings, everybody. One and only Bainkoy. I want to take some time to shout out my sponsor for today's video, King Saylee, Mr. Effortless Elevation. Appreciate the love and the support. Great young brother. Y'all can check him out, King Saylee, on all social media platforms. He has an upcoming project, Safe Space Saylee, which is going to be showing every Monday. And I will have that information in the link in the description. Y'all go on and check him out. He's going to be dealing with mental health, which is something that we all need. We've all went through a lot of traumatic situations in America, and it's good to have somebody who you can trust to open up to and will give you the advice and help you need while feeling comfortable. Safe Space Saylee. Okay, let's get back to the content. The first thing I say is to, and now I do answer questions for visitors too, but let me say this. This is mostly geared towards those who are trying to move here or who have the idea to move here. You know, hey, I say come and visit, because it's like taste and see. Once you get here and you see how it is, then it's easy for you to make that move. So I will say visit, but this is for people who are trying to move for whatever your reasons is, and it's mainly coming out of the States, the US. Now, people are coming from all over, but I can really connect with those that are coming from the US, because that's where I came out of. So let's get into it. So I would say number 1 is be sure you want to make that move. However you want to do your move and your transition, that's up to you. Some people come and they have businesses, so they dip back and forth. Some people come 6 months at a time, 6 months at a time. However you want to do it, that's on you. For me, I would prefer that you make that move, like totally. If you have businesses to run and stuff, I get it. But I would suggest when you make that move, make that move. It's 2 different worlds going in and out. They just don't mesh, you know, so it's better to choose one and be in that one. But so be sure you want to make that move, because if you on the fence or if you unsure, you move but you still got your feet over there, you know, you can run into some issues. A lot of people that come here and end up going back or not succeeding, I mean, away from the issues, is because that they came out of like America to Ghana, but they still had their foot and their mind in America. So be sure you want to make that move. And when you make that move, come to live in that move. So you definitely want to make sure you're in the proper headspace. So I say you should have weighed it out, made sure it's what you want to do, really thought it through. A lot of people are sporadic in their decision makings, and they like to just jump and make a move to try something. That's fine, but if that's what you want to do. But it's good to have weighed it out and made sure you are sure. So the last thing I would say about that is there are sometimes, like I said, situations that you have going on that may cause you to have to dip back. Apart from like having a business or certain things that, that just is, if you have things that you can take care of, finalize and close out, do it before you go. I'm not saying don't come unless you've done it. I'm saying it's best to have done it before you go. Okay. Documentation. So documentation, you want to have your passport. You got to have that. You ain't going nowhere without a passport. People call me all the time, text me all the time. Oh, I want to come to Ghana. Oh, I want to travel here. I want to travel there. First question I ask, you got your passport? No, can't do nothing without that. Go and get that ASAP. I'm pretty sure everybody should know you can't go nowhere without a passport. Like if you are an adult and you don't have no restrictions, have a passport. Why not? Have a passport. If you're afraid because you're thinking, oh, I got something on my record or I might not be able to do it because of whatever certain situations, try it anyway. If you don't get the passport, it is non-refundable, so I get that. Everybody ain't got the money like that, but it's better to try it and see that you can't get it than to just assume, because there's people who didn't think it would be possible. They did it anyway. I got somebody that I know real well. They tried it, they didn't get it. They put the application back in again, they got it. They'll be coming soon. You need a visa. If you need a visa, you can. It's been a while for me since I've done the visa, but I know you will go on the Washington, D.C. Ghana Embassy website and fill out all of the stuff. So as far as the visa is concerned, you will fill out the information online at the website, and then it will tell you all the requirements you need. And also now in Ghana specifically, they do visa on arrival. So you don't have to have the visa before you come in. If you got the time, you got the money, go ahead and have it, but you can get it while you're here. That is $250. You will need, that's US, you will need your passport and your itinerary. So if you come to the airport with your passport and your itinerary and 250 US, you can get your visa on arrival. Apart from that, you go online, you can do the single entry. I prefer the multi-entry. You can do the expedite, or you can do the normal. Normal takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Expedite take a week. Don't wait till the last minute. And people have had delays and had to cancel their flights. You don't want to do that. As soon as you think you want to go, first of all, let me say this. Just because you have your passport and visa don't mean you are about to go somewhere. So what I'm saying, let's say you plan a trip to Ghana in December and it's May. You can still go on and get your visa and passport. You don't have to wait till October or November. That's a habit, a bad habit that people have. Wait until it's close to something. Go ahead and take care of it and be ready. The yellow card, you will need the yellow card. A lot of people are a certain way about receiving the shot. there are waivers. I can get that information to you. If you need to know that, you can leave a comment and I will get that information to you. It changes. That's why I say you do this now and then it changed. But if you take vaccines, then a lot of people get their yellow shot when they arrive and then they be okay. But for those who prefer not to have the shot, there is waiver ways around it, but that's a requirement. Passport, the visa, the yellow card, and I haven't traveled recently, so I'm not sure about if any COVID situations are still going on. So I'll find out, I'll put that information down there. But the main thing to worry about is the passport, the visa, and the yellow card. Third thing, have somebody on the ground to assist you before you come. That's the best thing to do, to not just jump in and try to figure it out as you go. Have somebody that you can at least lightweight trust to guide you. I do it for a lot of people, and everybody that I've dealt with can tell you that I didn't set them up for fail. There was no issues. They ain't have to worry about no trust problems, anything like that. So it's best to get everything situated before you come. So it's best to have somebody on the ground already who knows a lot already about how to move here and the things that you need here when you are coming. So then after that, like this is number 4, but it kind of falls in line with number 3, is to be prepared for some of the situations you're gonna run into, mainly light and water. When I first got here, it was a big issue, but now, as of recently, it hasn't been that bad. But there are times, for whatever reason, maybe heavy rain, or maybe whatever the situation is, where the lights will go out in your area. If you can prepare with solar or you have a generator, you will be well. Other than that, the lights will be out. It could be anywhere from 1 minute. It used to be sometimes up to 8 hours. Haven't been that long recently. So it could be anywhere from 1 minute to a few hours where there's no light. So no AC, no fan. And one thing about Ghana, I don't care how cool it is, when the fan go out, sweat ASAP. If you're a heat bug, it won't bother you. But there are a lot of things you won't be able to do without your electricity, charging your phone, running your ACs, running your fans, things of that nature. So if you can get a generator or prepare with solar, then you will be legit. But that's something to prepare for. And the water, sometimes the water goes out, so that one is not as bad because you don't use the water much. So one of the things that we like to do is have a barrel, like a shipping barrel, keep that full of water. That way if you need to take a shower, you can scoop out a bucket. You can always wash your hands. You can always use it to wash and do different things like that. So the water is not too bad. A lot of people dig boreholes and have wells, and eliminate the water altogether. Now, that's the thing about here. If you can eliminate light and water altogether with solar and a well, you pretty much there, and then you only worrying about whatever rent, or if you built your land. If you built the house, then you don't have no bills because you're not paying light, water, or rent. So that's just something to prepare for, light and water. Number 5, financial situation. You want to be prepared so you don't have to go back. And a lot of elders are coming and they have retired, or they are at the retirement age, the Social Security age, where they are getting their residual. So they cool. Over in the States, those things are small. Over here, you live like a king and a queen off of that. So a lot of people is getting that and they are coming. But if you ain't in that boat or you don't want to just depend on that, then it's best to have some type of residual set up. Like I said, your goal, if you are one of the ones that is making a permanent move, is to not have to rely on that side at all. So it's best to come with some type of idea, some type of plan. Outside of that, if you can create some type of residual, or if you can grab a big chunk. So maybe something you can do to grab a big chunk, maybe you sell a house or you sell a business, you liquidate your items or whatever the case. If you got a chunk or if you have some nice residual, then you are pretty cool. Outside of that, you need to come with something that can sustain you until you get your idea rolling. You don't come here to work. First of all, you wouldn't want to work here because you have people that is working 60 hours a week and making $30, $50 a month. Nobody coming from the States is taking that. You see what I'm saying? So you don't come here to work, you come here to be a boss, to be an owner, to build up Africa, but not as an employee. If you have farming skills, you are in the game. I mean, you can get rich off farming. Get you some farmland and start growing the food and selling it to the market. Everything is just market. You can find whatever you need just about on the street. You see, you're not going to grocery stores. You going to the local markets and shopping. So if you are a farmer and you supplying not only the stores, but the local markets, then you really in the game. So that is the top 5 things I have on preparing to come to Ghana. So stay tuned. On the next episode, we're gonna deal with a couple things that I didn't mention on the financial situation. All right. Yes, the ATMs work. Somebody asked me that if the ATMs work. Yes, it's not like you saw on the Discovery Channel where you running around with mud huts and, you know, people taking a bath in the river and there's city life. Like you have villages, but outside of that, you have city life. So yes, the ATMs do work. They do have banks. You can even come and open up your own bank account. But yes, ATMs do work. You can use them in the store. You can go to the ATM. There are better ways to get your money over here that will give you the full rate, because just like anywhere, you have ATM fees. Some people don't mind, but it adds up. So there are better ways to get your money. That's something that I will talk about later, or somebody can ask me personally what that is. But the ATM does work. And the currency different. Right now, the currency different is 15.4. When this video will be seen by you, I'm not sure what it will be, but most likely it will be over 15 or at least over 14. So if you have $100, you have 1,500 CDs. CDs is the national currency of Ghana. $1 is 15, right now 15.4 CDs. $100 is 1,540. And unlike places like Israel, where the currency just adjusts, meaning if $1 is 3.5 shekels, then if something costs $1, it costs 3.5 shekels. So you're really not saving no money, you just paying the difference. Whereas in a place like Ghana, if something costs $10, it costs 10 CDs. So what you would pay 150 CDs for in America, you would pay 10 CDs for here. Something that you would pay 50,000 for in America, you would pay 10, 15,000 for it here. You know, for a TV that you would buy in America for what would be like, let me see, maybe 10,000 CDs, you would only pay 2,500, 3,000. So of course you might get 2. But yeah, so that's the currency difference to consider. And lastly, book your ticket and go. Preparation. When all the things that I described, order that stuff and then book your ticket and go. Set your depart date. Whatever you need to do, ship your barrels, ship your containers, have your house built, have your house rented and furnished from who's ever helping you, but book your ticket, set your date and go. Have your suitcase, have everything packed by the door and ready for your departure date. It was easy to get comfortable if you're already in a comfortable situation. But when you really trying to make that move, set your date, pack your stuff, ship your stuff, have everything prepared, set your date, like I said before, book your ticket and go. All right. So thank you. That's the preparation for coming to Ghana. And next time I'm going to talk about en route and arriving. So en route and arriving. This one was a little extended because of the introduction. Next week, we just gonna get right into it. So I'll start out releasing one a week, and then as the questions come in, as you know, the viewership and everything pick up, then we'll start doing it more often, even considering going live to interact and answer questions and talk to people. But for the most part, we're gonna go ahead and end this right here. And then next time, we're gonna talk about being en route and arriving. The things you need to know en route, and the things you need to know when you are arriving. And I'm gonna walk you all the way through. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you next time. Signing out, BainkoyWorld. Peace and blessings.
My experience is filled with brick walls and pitfalls and obstacles to stand. It's about as tall as the Great Wall, but nothing can break this. I'm focused and I'm out of the matrix. The world about to witness my greatness.